welcome back to Speed Freak Garage, home of PowerSports on YouTube. We're here with our 2005 Honda CR-V EX, and not only did they put the wrong battery in it, but whoever thought they were doing a repair job, just absolutely disgusting, unacceptable, just no, wrong. And the battery's dead anyway. So we got a proper battery. We've got a, unfortunately it's a super start, but I mean it's an AGM, so an AGM is an AGM. We've got an AGM battery, and double check, okay, ground is on the right, positive's on the left, so that's correct. The battery's smaller and therefore the correct size. We have a new battery strap because they literally have this battery sitting here, and instead of holding the front bumper and grill and everything together with the battery holder, they have zip ties holding all of this together. Wonderful, really smart. So today we're just gonna do the battery because I'm still waiting on trying to decide if I want to buy a new grill rather than trying to paint this thing. Also, you know, all of this is gonna have to be fixed. I have a whole pop clip assortment on the way. So battery, we got this like fancy but cheap, not wasting money. I don't want you guys to think I'm wasting money on this. Got fancy but cheap battery terminal repair kit. Link in the description below. From Amazon, of course, because I can't afford anything else. So it comes with terminals. I don't know if these terminals are gonna work. I do have terminals from working on a rally car that are much higher quality, because yeah, I think these aren't the right gauge. And then the little battery saver thingies. So first thing we need to do is obviously remove this old battery because it's trash. So we're looking at, looks like a 10 millimeter, maybe. It's not. Okay. So gonna go with the 12. Or actually, our battery's half inch. All batteries half inch. I can't remember. 12's kind of loose. Okay, so the positive side, what you want to do is take the negative off first. Because if I arc negative to negative, it doesn't hurt anything. And this is a 2005. This isn't a fancy new car with all the ridiculous computer shit. So doesn't hurt anything. Now on a brand new 2022, you might fuck something up. But over here, if I touch this positive anywhere on the car, it's gonna spark or short out or whatever. So take your ground off first, all right? And it's already loose, so that might be an issue. It's chewed up pretty good, and usually you can like twist them and they come off. So we're gonna get this far away from the battery. Now you can take off your positive, because if you arc your positive to a ground, it shouldn't do anything. But I'm not gonna, I mean, look at that. That was already loose. Like, what is this garbage? So, actually, I wanted to check these. Okay, they're right. All right, a little, you never know, because PowerSport batteries are different sometimes not. Okay. And again, like this really doesn't want to get out of the way, so it's good. Yeah, we don't want that ground connected. Now I gotta lift this battery, which feels like it's half empty, out, and I need to take it back for the core charge, so it's gonna go on a piece of cardboard in the trunk or the floorboard. Okay, the battery strap, it hasn't arrived yet, of course, you know, so, oh, yeah, the battery's just gonna have to get like bungee corded in there for now. Wow, that thing barely even, okay. So to fix this, now that's different size. Of course it's a different size. Why would it be the same size? That would make too much sense. So both of these, and it's standard. So 7/16. Both of these are gonna have to be repaired. The problem is I can't shorten them to repair them, because normally you would cut down to a good piece of wire okay? And then after you cut down to a good piece of wire, then you can get a nice clean, oh boy. Yeah, you can get like a clean, you know, fresh piece of wire to work with. But look, it's already been pulled tight by the previous retard that half-assed the job. So, and this is the same way. This is already pulled tight because again, when they tried to repair it, they did the job wrong. So, I mean, and really I could get a new ground strap. I might even have leftover ground straps from the Porsche, but then I have this wire, which is also almost too short. So we're just gonna try and save the wires before we go crazy with it. So, and hopefully nothing in the computer is getting erased right now. Ow. But it's just the risk we take. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that the terminals that were provided are too small. Now, it does have a crimp section, but I don't really think that's smart. I think it's much better to use not crimp, so to use a proper terminal, but these are too small. So that's an issue. I was not prepared for that. I am in the middle of reorganizing the garage, and we're getting ready for an engine rebuild. So those are 0 gauge, 00 gauge, 00 gauge. Uh-oh, wait, because I thought I bought proper gauge 2 gauge. Oh, and of course they spilled out everywhere. I don't know if 2 gauge is right. I think it needs to be this smaller 4 gauge. Oh, am I gonna get lucky? Oh, I have just enough 4 gauge. Yep, there's a ground strap. So if I really had to, I could like, this is all for the Porsche though. It's supposed to be, you know, saved for the rally car. So, okay. Let's test fit here. Now, yeah, it's 4 gauge. Now the problem is it's too long, and leaving this exposed like this is no bueno. However, I can't shorten it, because if I shorten it, then I'm digging my own grave. So we're gonna just heat shrink tubing to keep water from getting in there. So what I need to do is I need to go to my, you can see I'm actually starting to like organize stuff because I've always been working in a mess. So it's already set on 4 gauge, okay. And this is just like a cheap Amazon one, so it does an okay job, not a great job. Better than paying an outrageous price for, you know, like a craftsman, sorry, for a, okay, we're gonna do it this way. It's better than paying an outrageous price for, and I'll put a link to this in the description if I remember. If I don't remember, just yell at me in the comments and I'll link it up for you. So, yeah, this is a 2-person job for sure, but okay. Yeah, how am I supposed to, I'm gonna have to like use my body to brace myself here. Okay, there we go, it's crimping. Gotcha. Okay, and then one thing I learned is it doesn't exactly do the greatest crimp job from just one direction. So I go 90 degrees and I crimp again. Okay, so now we've got a much tighter crimp, and you always do a pull test. And in this case, on a 4 gauge, I mean, it should be tight. Like, you should not be able to pull that off. And then when I heat shrink it, it'll kind of help it keep from like, you know, just crazy haphazard. Oh, these have different holes. Oh no. No. Did I just screw myself? I did not. Okay. Whew. I was like these have all different hole sizes. Like I can't use, oh boy. Okay, so I use a small hole size on that one. Okay, small hole size. This hole size I can get away with maybe a bigger washer. Did I screw up? No, okay. I need this size. These are wrong. Wow, that was, yeah. See, this is what happens when, you know, well, it always happens. Shit always goes wrong. Nothing ever goes right or according to plan or how you expected. There's one. Whew. Okay, that's lucky. I need one more. Please, one more. That's a medium hole size one. That's a big hole size one. Please, 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 please. Have mercy. Have mercy. Yeah. Okay, well, it looks like one of these is gonna be oversized. But that's the size they're using on these. So, okay. Fair enough. I got an extra. I'll put that back. Okay. And then, all right, we'll go ahead and use the small one on the positive. So we will get this back in the crimper. Yep. And then I have to like, this is gonna suck. I have to do the same thing as before. I'm gonna have to like hold it with my okay. And then again, I'm gonna turn 90 degrees. I'm gonna hit it again because I had issues on the Porsche where this cheaper crimper didn't really do the job. But, you know, if you pay attention to your work, you'll be all right. So, yeah. Okay, that's nice and strong. Now it just needs heat shrink tube. We can do that as the last step, but I am gonna get out. Nope, it's in the air tools drawer, that's right. Heat shrink. That way I don't forget, because it's easy to forget. Yes. Okay, so now I will not forget. I think we're gonna use both of those larger ones. Maybe. Hopefully they shrink enough. All right, now we can do the ground. So the ground, the important ground that goes to the computer, I'll use the smaller hole, and then the ground strap, I'll use the bigger hole. I don't really think again, that's the same, yeah. Anyway, so. Get that in there, okay. And then hold it with my chest and shove the wire in at the same time. What a mess. What a freaking mess. Oh crap. Okay. Got it. Okay. And then we're gonna turn 90 degrees and crimp again, so we know we have a good crimp. Okay, and then pull test. I cannot stress that enough to do a pull test. So okay, ain't coming off. Is not coming off. Grammar, grammar, grammar. Okay. This one should be just long enough. So we're gonna get copper lug and put the wrong lug on the wrong one. Oh well. Okay. Oh yeah, that one went all the way in. Okay, then turn 90 degrees and crimp again. Okay. And then pull test. Okay, good. All the wires are good. Make sure the wires are flexible enough that we can kind of rotate them how we need, but we can, you know, whatever. So now we will bust out our heat gun and heat shrink. I'm gonna put quite a bit of heat shrink on these so that there's no, where's those scissors? So that there is not any concern. We're gonna heat shrink it all the way up. I'm gonna get like, I need new scissors. This piece for that, and then this one. This piece for that one, and then the grounds I can just do like a big ass piece for the grounds. Keep them safe. Okay, so, all right. Put that back. And then we need power. I don't think this is gonna reach across to the workbench, so we will have to grab power from here. I love this thing. This thing is priceless, and it's just a Harbor Freight one. The only complaint I have is that stuff doesn't, I have to bend my pins to get them to stay in this. Like, even then it's loose, but Harbor Freight. Okay, so now, okay, gonna slip this one. I might have actually chosen slightly, no, that's actually the right size. Okay, good choice. And you don't want to get it on this flat, because then you won't be able to potentially tighten it down properly. So just a little bit of a heads up there. I'm gonna go over and down right there. Again, you don't want to be on the flat. And then the grounds, I don't know if this is gonna stay. You got right there. Yeah, it looks like it'll be all right. And then right there. Okay. All right. We're gonna let it get hot. I'm just on number 2. You don't want to overdo it and melt your loom, so it's got to be careful. Oh yeah, she's going. I'm gonna try and get all the way around it, so if you can get to the back and you can get to the underside to really cinch her down good. Yep. And then same here. Okay, and then we gotta carefully get the backs out hot. The back side. We're shrinking her down. And they make, this is gonna suck. Hot, 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 that's hot, that's hot. Okay. They actually make special heat shrink for battery connectors that's actually 3 or 4 times as thick as this cheap stuff. Ooh, I got a little piece of wire sticking out. It's way better. We used it on the Porsche's battery and alternator terminals because those are like, I don't think I use 0 gauge, I think I use 2 gauge. Because when you're at a rally race, you don't ever want to stop. You need more reliability than the average vehicle, especially jumping and going through rivers and shit. So it's too bad it doesn't have an engine, but you know, that's life. Life is pretty much never fair, I think, is a, you know, everybody teaches their kids, life's not fair. Well, I think a better lesson is life is almost never fair. Would be a better lesson for your kids if we're gonna be honest here. So the first thing I need to do is make sure I can keep this battery from, oh boy, Did they order the... Did they... Is this the wrong battery? Are you kidding me? 51... It's a group 51. What the F? It doesn't fit at all. Group 24F. Oh, man. I'm gonna call the auto store. That's way too expensive not to fit. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I'm just gonna kind of slowly, I don't know where the reflection is, but this battery hold down has like a lip, like a one inch wide lip. So that would explain the inch of clearance we have on this side. However, this side I'm a little more concerned because it's got a swoop up for the fender, and you can see where the screw hole is supposed to be for that. But I think this is a tab that goes right here. So we might be okay. The problem is this won't be here till Thursday at the earliest, of course. So what am I gonna do until then? Because you can't have a very expensive battery flip-flopping all over, potentially ripping wires up or, you know. So I kind of don't really know what to do right now. Oh no. I need this vehicle to get to work. I didn't realize the battery tray was that out of whack, or something else is missing, like a plastic piece that's supposed to hold the battery. I need to do more research. But temporarily, because I have to go to work tomorrow, we're gonna play with zip ties. Yay. So, I need to... Might actually need one more zip tie. So I need to go there. And then it needs to go, yeah, I'm gonna need one more zip tie. So we gotta go down and around. So this is how not to do it. Obviously, I hope I don't have to say that you're not supposed to zip tie your battery in. Oh man, I did not expect the battery tray to be so loose. There's got to be some piece of plastic or something down there missing that I need to get ordered. Unless it's an outrageous price, and then forget it. But I wonder if that's why they use the larger battery, so it wouldn't flip-flop all over the place. But then the... Okay. So we are just gonna crank down on our zip ties. It's so ghetto. Okay. All right, so yeah, that is just not the way I like to do things. I promise you, this is not, yeah. I need something to pull tighter with. Got 2 clicks, that's pretty good. 2 clicks, okay. That'll at least keep it from like a catastrophic loss of battery while I meander to work. Okay, so sorry for that little detour. So now we'll get back to the task at hand. So we're gonna do the positive first. And this is very odd the way they're doing this. So we're just gonna kinda loosen the clamps, and it needs to be spread open, but I don't know if I even have a screwdriver fat enough. Maybe. Not really, no. It's not really on there good enough. Yeah, it does not want to go. There she goes. Definitely don't want to arc your screwdriver across the battery. That wouldn't be smart. think it was kind of like, that's not going to work. We're going to have to do something like that maybe. Okay, so just doesn't want to go down on there. I mean, you want to get it as far down the terminal as you can. Oh, well, or you can be an idiot like me and forget. Well, it's an AGM, so I don't even need a terminal saver, do I? Forget it. Forget it. It's too late now. This is already on there. Okay, so then how these clamp things usually work is you just snug this nut. You don't really want to get it tight. And then when you action the clamp, that didn't do shit. Oh, it pulled it tight. Okay, try again. Yeah, okay, I see what's going on here. So you snug the nut, and then you action this clamp, and it'll cam over. All right, that ain't going anywhere. And again, pull test, right? Like, come on, don't be, you know, don't be taking risks. So release the clamp. Oh, I see what went wrong. Oh well, okay, and then these I think we're just kind of chilling out this direction. See, this one went on the negative terminal's smaller. Do I have my terminals the right way? Yeah, plus minus. Okay, so again, you just want to snug this. You don't want to like overdo it. And then when you action your clamp, yeah. Man, I do not like the way that battery's moving. I hope it's charged too, or I'm in trouble. All right. So now the reason why they gave you a shorter Allen wrench than normal isn't to be cheap. It's because they don't want you putting too much torque on all this. And we're gonna take them seriously with that. So I'm gonna pull that one out and that one out. And then we're gonna get these down lower. Okay. Now this one is gonna go first because I think it's gonna be kind of a little bit of trouble. So we're gonna get her down in there. Okay. And then this one, gonna get down in there. And oh, it's almost doesn't fit. It's very close. It's actually a little too close for comfort. Uh-oh. Of course there's some unforeseen problem. All right, well, that ain't gonna work, so we're gonna switch it up here. So that's gonna just go back there. And then this one I'm gonna try and get to fit over here, hopefully. It won't be a problem. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do. That'll do. Just bring it over here out of the way so this wire's not like pulled tight. It's actually like that. And this one, we want to be kind of like there. Whew. This one's not cooperating. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten them, but we have to be careful not to overdo it and strip it out because it is just soft metal. It's either copper or lead or whatever this clamp is made of isn't something that you want to just crank down on, which is again why they send it with a shorter Allen wrench. Oh boy, and I think I just made my own point here. Oh boy, please don't tell me I stripped that. It's not getting tighter. You've got to be kidding me. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay, it was just crushing the copper that much. Phew, that scared me. I was like, I don't need to order another one of these and wait another forevers. So, all right, and then same here. Just tighten these so they don't come loose. Now, one issue with this is it's exposed. There's no cover. So I might 3D print a cover, or I might just put Gorilla Tape over it, but I want to get the battery, well, no, there's plenty of room to the hood. But I want to get the battery strap fixed, and then I'll do something about this. Probably just a couple pieces of Gorilla Tape over it like we do on the race cars, so we're quick, you know. All right, so this one, I kind of learned my lesson over here that I can't put two together, so we're gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and so now here, now that the battery's actually already halfway hooked up, you need to be much more careful. So yeah, you don't want to arc anything or cross circuits or any crazy stuff like that. So for this one, I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do it upside down. That way I can get a control over it. There we go. Probably should have actually hooked up this ECU cable first, then instead of hooking up the ground, because we potentially just sent quite a bit of current through the frame to the ECU, through the ECU's secondary ground. But it is a 2005, so they're a lot less sensitive back in the old days, whereas the newer vehicles flip out if you have 0.1 volts off, you know, like they're garbage. And they're garbage on purpose, so you have to go to the dealership and fix them. Okay. Oh man, it's trying to get me. And then just double check these. Oh, that sounds good. Okay. All right, I'll have to reset all the settings on my aftermarket head unit. Okay, so the battery's hooked up temporarily. I'll be redoing the strap later. Probably not gonna put that on video. Again, I don't even really know all that's wrong with it yet, and might not just, I may never do the job right because it's, you know, a junk vehicle. All right, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, much better. Good, good, good. And seem to be getting ignition, fan. Okay, all right, that's it. That's a good, successful battery replacement. That's all for this video. Again, zip ties are not the answer, but this, you know, I gotta work tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna